St. Andrews Episcopal. He's wearing number 5, Scotty Hubbard. He's wearing number 11, Mason Jones. He's wearing number 12, Marcel Gardner. And rounding out the 5, he's wearing number 23, Xander Allery. The Lions are coached by Kevin Jones. And now for the Shabach Christian Academy National Eagles, he's wearing number 7, Kennard Davis. He's wearing number 2, Rashard Samuels. He's wearing number 4, Pharrell Crowell. He's wearing number 6, Kevon Corley. And rounding out the 5, he's wearing number 20, Ibrahim Robinson. The National Eagles are coached by Taj Hawkins. Our officials for this evening's...
Hello and welcome back to Day 3 of the Maryland Private School State Championship Tournament right here on PWG. Brian Kapoor here alongside Coach Steve Turner. And Coach, if this game is anything like what we saw earlier, we're in for another treat as it's St. Andrews taking on Shabach National right here on PWG.
I can tell you right now, we had an opportunity to scrimmage with St. Andrews. Actually played them this year, and they are a very, very well coached team. They really run their stuff and play really well together. Coach Jones has done an unbelievable job over there. And then on the other side, you got Shabach, new program run by Coach Taj Hawkins, who has done an unbelievable job with a lot of development of players here in the area, whether it be through his AAU program as well as now coaching on the high school level.
We are in for a good one as the Eagles are going to be in the gold uniforms, blue numbers, St. Andrews in the black with the red numbers as they get set for the opening tip. Gardner, UMBC commit for the Lions in center circle, and Corley, number 6 for the Eagles as we are underway with Allery controlling. St. Andrews, of course, coached by Coach Kevin Jones. Great cut inside, and that's a bucket. Mason Jones for 2.
Mason Jones is the guy who's the glue to this team. We played, he's made a lot of unbelievable plays against us. He led them in scoring the night we played. But he does a lot of little things that sometimes just don't get put into the books. And his ability to be a leader will help St. Andrews today.
Eagles with another answer as Samuels had a 3 and now he has 2, so he has all 5 points right now for the Eagles.
Well, the one thing I can always tell you, all the teams I've ever seen coached by Coach Hawkins, man, they're going to give you hard man-to-man pressure. They're going to look to turn you over, and they've already started off the game that way.
St. Andrews looking for the 3. It's there. Gardner with 3.
Gardner was the all-MAC player this year, and he's showing you why he was.
St. Andrews making it to the MAC finals, falling to Sidwell, and for Coach Jones, I remember when he first took over there, they played in that barn on campus, and now they have state-of-the-art facilities, and championships are what they are about. I remember when it was, can we just have a good postseason run? He's built something crazy over there.
He really has. I want to say they've been in the last 3 championships, and he's coached some really good players. Benny Williams, Masai Troutman, and now another 2 guys on this group are all MAC level players. Here's one with the ball, and Alexander Allery, who, by the way, has a serious basketball background.
he has a pedigree, we'll say that. Of course, his dad played at Duke, played professionally as well, Mark. And when I was knee-deep in this, covering this every day, I remember Bella Allery, his sister, went on to play at Princeton, went on to the WNBA playing with the Dallas squad in there. So basketball is in his blood.
No doubt.
Blocking foul charged to number 7, Kennard Davis. That's his first.
Foul on Davis, his first personal for the Eagles. one of my favorite things to do in my years of covering these, whenever I have someone go to any of the leagues in any of the sports, I always try to track down a rookie card. So I got a stash of rookie cards between Stephon Diggs and Quinn Cook and all those guys that we've seen throughout the years. And it's amazing how big of a binder I have, and it speaks to the level of talent, especially on the hoop side of things in the DMV. Allery step back three, just shy, rebounded by the Eagles. 6:10 to go. Opening quarter here from Tacoma Academy.
You can hear Coach Hawkins from here telling these guys to go. They really want to push the pace and make this an up and down game.
That first game, a little bit of a slower pace. It feels like both of these teams brought their track spikes.
Well, for them walking into the gym, they were treated to an unbelievable game too. So I think they know they gotta bring it to be ready to fight against each other for the chance to go play against Mount Zion.
That was a nice block by Gardner initially, but then the Eagles get the bucket anyway. Of course, it was Mount Zion with a defensive stand to advance to Monday night's championship game. The winner of this game will advance as well for a state title. Allery doesn't go, and that is rebounded by the Eagles.
The Eagles are doing a good job thus far, pushing St. Andrews off of their spots in terms of where they want to start their offense.
Davis with a nice Euro step, but doesn't get the finish. St. Andrews Brown will settle it up. Gardner with it. The UMBC commit, future retriever, has it at the top, looking for some help, gets it back to Brown. 9 to shoot. St. Andrews has to be aware of the shot clock. Brown kick out, Allery three. It goes!
Allery has a great ability to play inside out. He can score it at all three levels. As he shows you from there, he can knock it down from deep. But they will post him up at times and look to have him finish around the rim.
Before the NBA went to the stretch players, you saw it locally in the DMV at this level, and he's one of those types of guys. Up top, it goes.
Kick out for three.
Samuels has 8. 2 trays and a jumper. Hubbard gets trapped, sends it to the corner. Gardner kick out. Allery thought about it. Will put it on the floor. Right back to Allery. A little tap to the corner. 3 is off the mark, rebounded by Corley.
And the Eagles are on the break. Good outlet pass and finished by Crowell. Crowell's a young man who came over from Archbishop Carroll High School and is showing his ability to be a leader here for Shabach.
3:40 to go, first quarter. Allery with it near side. Tight defense. They'll reset up top to Lawrence Brown. And that is taken away.
The ball with the steal here.
Are we going to get a kickball? They don't call it. They play on. Allery, great trailing, takes it in transition. What's he going to do? Bounce pass, and the lay-in goes and one. Scotty Harbert with the 2, going to the line to earn 3 the hard way.
Well, you can see already early in this game, both teams have got to make sure that they're valuing the ball and not giving up easy opportunities like that to be able to finish at the rim and get and ones.
And Coach, one thing to keep an eye on as we get through this game, just looking at the rosters we were handed, the Eagles have a much shorter roster. So conditioning, once you get to that third, fourth quarter, what does that look like as that three-point play gets completed?
Well, I would say that, even though they have a short roster, Coach Hawkins definitely has them conditioned to be able to play this way. This is their style. They want to play a fast-paced game, and they want to speed the other team up. So these guys have built that condition throughout the season because this is the way they play, and they're not going to change at this point if they're chasing the championship. Tough basket at the rim right there for Pharrell Crowell.
He has 4. Brown, step back, nice handles there. He steps back further.
Again, as you can see, as you can see, the Eagles are really pushing St. Andrews off their spots.
Underneath, that's deflected out. And the shot clock, they got to reset it. I think there was 4 seconds.
They reset it at 8.
14-11 game right now. 2:33 to go, first quarter. And the shot clock's still an issue. It says 40. It should be down. They're giving them a fresh shot clock. Cool, we'll play on. St. Andrews.
Oh, no, it's running by the 10th of a second.
Gotcha, there we go. Coach, that's why they put you with me, to keep me in check. Could be 4 seconds or 40. Either way, that one is going to be a foul. And I think it stays at this end. It does.
Great job by Andre Thomas right there, putting pressure on the defense and getting the paint touch. It's one of the things as coaches we talk about is we want you guys to get in the paint, create opportunities for yourselves, but even more importantly, create opportunities for your teammates.
Eagles up 14-11. Here they go on the break. 1-on-1, 2-on-1. Up top and a block from behind. Putback doesn't go. Loose ball. Allery tries to save it. Goes to an Eagle. Eagles with their track spikes on the other way. And the follow will go for Ibrahim Robinson. And we'll get a reach and foul by Andre Thomas, number 3.
With all this pressure, the one thing the Eagles can't afford to do is to get themselves into foul trouble, not having that deep of a bench.
.152 to go in the first quarter. 5-point game. Eagles with the early lead. Allery up top looking for some help. Connor Robertson, who had the game-winning 3 the other night, on the floor, as we get a whistle on the floor.
Mason right there, I thought gave up an opportunity for an easy 3-point shot, but he got downhill and created a foul opportunity for himself.
The Eagles already with 14 fouls.
Number 12, Marcel Gardner, have returned for the Lions.
And almost hockey lineup changes here for the Eagles. They subbed out most of their lineup.
And I think you'll see a lot of the Eagles play because of the tempo and the pace that they want to play at. So even though they have a shorter lineup compared to what St. Andrews has, these guys are going to all get their opportunity so they can continue to play fast and put a lot of ball pressure on the ball.
Robertson with it. Drives through.
Great pass.
And Allery can't get it to go.
Almost like Allery misjumped on that possession there. But here are the Eagles. When they have an opportunity, they're gonna push the pace. And there they are, getting the ball over the top and getting an easy layup at the end.
Crowell with 6.
Immediately, the Eagles are right into their press.
I think we got a shoe tying whistle. So we'll reset.
And you can see it here. The Eagles getting ready to bring back Pharrell Crowell back into the game.
Robertson playing some point. Looking for some help, goes inside. Brown can't get it to go, gets his own rebound though.
Great offensive rebound.
Misses the second time. Rebounded by Corley.
And here are the Eagles, they're on a 3-on-2. Spot up in the corner.
Off
3 just misses, but offensive rebound.
And it goes back to St. Andrews.
Kendall Washington lost that off his leg. Here comes pressure again from the Eagles, and here goes a steal.
Eagles with the steal, looking for the 3 off the mark. Robertson gets it.
Bringing it.
And he basically hands it over to Kendall Washington for the 2 as he tried to, I think, get it to go out of bounds off of him.
The Eagles have really done a great job thus far with with taking St. Andrews out of what they want to do.
So we get a whistle.
Looks like a play clock issue.
So there's 12 seconds on the clock. They will likely adjust it. So they'll play with 12 seconds. So St. Andrews looking to finish strong, down 20-11. Gardner with it, 5 to shoot. Gardner, little handoff.
Pass to Allery.
Allery can't
Just
complete it.
off.
1 second, not aware of the clock, and that one off the mark. And at the end of the first quarter, it is the Eagles 20, St. Andrews 11. And Coach, what a style of play. Both teams seemingly wanting to play fast, and it's favored the Eagles so far.
Definitely has played for the Eagles so far. They've been able to turn St. Andrews over. And also, like I said, on the defensive end, they're pushing St. Andrews off of their spots. St. Andrews likes to run some flex offense where they can get guys set off of screens down on the block. But they've really pushed them all the way out to what I would say is the volleyball line and not allowing them to start their offense closer to the three-point line, and it's giving them some trouble. And even when they've gotten the ball inside, I feel like the St. Andrews players are feeling like they're rushed because they've got so many hands coming at them and missed a couple chippies. If they can knock a couple of those chippies down, they'll be able to inch themselves back into this game.
If you're St. Andrews, do you want to kind of slow the pace down, or do you want to see who can run faster?
In my opinion, I don't think that they can play fast like the Eagles do. This is a game where they got to be very deliberate and run their stuff. Coach Jones is a heck of a coach, but right now I think they got to be able to slow it down, take opportunities to run some of their sets, and give themselves easier opportunities at the rim.
This almost reminds me of some of those Theodore Roosevelt teams where they just pedal to the metal all day.
From start to finish. We scrimmage them every year, and Coach O'Connor, he doesn't change that style. They're going to press, trap you, try to have you huffing and puffing in the fourth quarter.
Right now, conditioning paying off, as I questioned it early, but they got something cooking, do the Eagles, as we get set for the second quarter. Eagles will start with possession. Kroll will toss it in. Kennard Davis going to run the point.
Well, St. Andrews, as I said, Coach Jones, he's a master over there. He's gonna throw some different things at you. And right now, it looks like they're gonna start this quarter in the 2-3 zone, and see if they can slow this Eagles team down.
I believe a clock issue.
It's gotten real quiet here in the gym. I don't think it's been that quiet all day. Well, here we go, back to the action.
Davis up top.
Great outside screen, great feed.
And that is a bucket for the Eagles to start this half off.
Well, we talk about the coaches playing chess. You know, St. Andrews went to zone there. And Coach Hawkins was ready with one of his zone plays, and they found themselves an easy bucket at the rim.
Samuels with 10 points after that one. Underneath Allery with the finish, some hang time.
Thought he got a hit on that one. It should have been an and one.
He has 5.
Back to the zone.
St. Andrews forcing more of a half-court game, as you called, Coach.
Coach Hawkins, though, is getting his guys set up in the position he wants. Now they're running the play, the 12 seconds on the clock. Let's see what they draw up here. Oh, great screen underneath.
And Gardner gets his hand up, and he'll be charged with the foul.
Coach Hawkins has his team really well prepared. When they saw man-to-man early and have run 2 really good plays back-to-back against St. Andrews zone. And now we've got Pharrell Caldwell sitting at the line for 2.
That'll fall. Back iron, so he gets 1 of 2, and he will settle for 7 points thus far.
And now the Eagles into a zone press, even off the miss. 1-2-2, looking to take some time off the clock. Now they're matched back up in demand.
Robertson with it. Back over to Brown. Brown looking for some help. Gets it to Allery. Back up top, Gardner thought about it and said pass it off to Brown, and Robertson sets up top. From the
Deep
parking
three.
lot, it goes. He is not afraid of the three ball, had the game winner to get them here, and a big three there.
Connor's one of those real gritty, tough players. He's not afraid of the moment. And right there, he showed you he wasn't afraid to take it from deep. Big three for the...
Answer inside from Andre Thomas, his first bucket.
The Eagles keep responding.
25-16 ball game. 5:53 to go in the first half. Lowry looking for some help as he picks up the dribble. Robertson with it. Why not another three? Heat check off the mark. Rebounded by Davis for the
Great
moment.
hustle play by Lowry.
And then Lowry fights for it.
Wow.
And they'll get him for the foul. Coach, it sounds like you disagree.
I definitely disagree. You can't take away that type of hustle and effort and call a foul on the loose ball that both teams are fighting for.
For the Eagles, Scotty Hubbard and Mason Jones have returned for the Lions.
Senior starter Mason Jones back in for St. Andrews.
As well as Scotty Hubbard. I would say that St. Andrews gone smaller, but their guards that just both came in are as big as their natural forwards.
Thomas with it, has a bucket so far this evening. Looking for the three, off the mark, rebounded by the Lions, and here we go with Hubbard. Scotty Hubbard guarded closely on the perimeter by Robinson. Great pass inside. Lowry looking for some help, and he is held up. Are they going to say on the shot or on the floor? He will shoot two.
St. Andrews did a good job of moving that ball around and finding the mismatch. Lowry had a smaller guard on him and got himself posted up in the block, and now has opportunity to knock down two free throws.
First one goes.
I feel like every year that I've watched Lowry, he just continues to grow and grow and grow. I remember him in his May days playing for his dad and always being that little shorter guy, but he could always shoot the ball.
Eagles coming the other way. 25-17 game here. Second quarter.
Eagles doing a very good job of getting their guys set so they can make sure they run the play that they want.
Davis.
They're doing a really good job of using an outside screen against the top of the zone, giving themselves opportunities to get good looks at the rim.
Lowry with the rebound, and St. Andrews gonna push inside.
Mason with the Euro and finish.
That was pretty from Jones. He has 4. Timeout Eagles. As we come down into the booth, it's been a change of pace, but the Eagles still maintaining, Coach.
Well, the Eagles still have had opportunities to get out on the break in there, and they're taking advantage of that. But as they've gone, as St. Andrews has gone to this zone, I think they've allowed themselves to slow down a little bit on offense, and now they're getting some better looks at the rim.
This has been a fun game as they've changed the pace. Both defenses really mixing things up as well.
Nah, you see the coaches. They've been doing this all year long, and they're recognizing that, hey, we got to change the pace. So maybe we run a little zone pressure to slow the other team down. As you see, St. Andrews is falling back into a 2-3 and saying, hey, we're gonna try to see if we can get the Eagles to settle for deep threes and long threes. But Coach Hawkins is doing a heck of a job of running some nice nifty plays and finding ways to get the ball inside against St. Andrews' zone.
Play resumes with 4:18 to go in the half.
St. Andrews back to man-to-man.
Davis guarded by Hubbard. Davis lost the footing, lost the handle, and look at that hustle. Are we going to get a jump ball or a foul?
Fans are calling for a foul, but that's just good hustle. Hard. Scotty Hubbard did a great job there defensively, forcing the turnover.
So St. Andrews trying to claw back into this one.
Team's getting a little chippy here. See a little bumping going on.
And that's when the refs do have to kind of take control the way they are now.
And I would say, for the way that the Eagles want to play, if the referees start calling these chippies, that's going to be a disadvantage to them.
Especially with that shorter bench as well.
No doubt.
16 fouls for the Shabach Christian Academy.
So with 16 fouls, St. Andrews shooting for the remainder of the half. Is that one
There's
taken
that ball
away?
pressure again from the Eagles, forcing another turnover. Both teams got to make sure that they value the ball. St. Andrews back into zone.
Eagles thought about the three. They'll reset up top with 12 to shoot. And they use every bit of that shot clock on every possession. Inside, taken away by Lowry. Here come the Lions in transition.
Scotty Hubbard.
Hubbard with the three ball.
But look at the Eagles turn the ball right back around even after a make. Tough shot there by Caldwell that doesn't fall. St. Andrews on the break.
Lowry with some dirty work as Brown gets it back to Hubbard. 20 to shoot. They'll reset with 2:58 to go in the half. Robertson up top, guarded closely. And this defense is relentless. Near side, Mason with it, sends it inside to Hubbard. Hubbard through two defenders.
Tough finish by Scotty Hubbard.
He has 5.
St. Andrews is starting to take a little bit of advantage of their height and getting the ball inside and being able to get some easy shots at the rim.
Suddenly it's a 1-point game. Eagles up by 1. 15 to shoot, again, using every bit of the shot clock when they're in the half-court game.
A little high.
Looking for the three, doesn't go.
The zone for St. Andrews is starting to pay dividends for them. It's gotten them back in this game.
1-point game as we tick down to 2 minutes to go in the half. Robertson with it. Robertson, one of the defenders, lost a shoe, and that one falls for Mason. There's a shoe hanging out on the court as one of the players is going to have to lace him up in motion as that's Samuels.
Coach Connor Robinson is coming in and really affecting the game, whether it be knocking down a deep three or getting in the paint and finding his teammates for easy basket. His play thus far has got St. Andrews back in the lead.
And that ball is going to get stuck, and St. Andrews was down by as many as 9, all of a sudden with a 1-point lead.
Samuels has checked in, replacing Pharrell Corwell.
I think what you're seeing from St. Andrews is their poise. They got down early. They just took their time and they clawed their way back into the lead. And that's what happens when you have a veteran team that understands that you just got to play it one possession at a time.
That one knocked out. It'll stay on this end. 1:35 to go in the half. Eagles go underneath, and that one is a pretty finish from Corley. A lot of pressure. Robertson gets it in. Looking for some help from Hubbard. Instead, passes it off to Jones. Jones drives inside. A lot of contact, no call.
Contact, but no call.
And he'll get it the second time.
Mason gets the loose ball back and the finish. That call right before that, I thought there could have been a call either way, a block or even a charge. But the referees are letting these guys play a little bit, and Mason took advantage of that one, sitting at the line for an opportunity for an and one.
At that point, as a coach, do you prefer they swallow the whistle?
A little bit. At this time of the year, let the players make the plays.
Foul underneath, and an opportunity for a 4-point possession after the miss.
Well, I can tell you at times, a lot of kids just concede the rebound. And right there, St. Andrews stayed hustling, got after it, were able to get themselves fouled, and like you said, an opportunity for possession of at least maybe 4 points.
And this is a 1-and-1, as this is the 7th foul for the Eagles. The Eagles did a good job in that second quarter. They were at 5 fouls for a while, getting it down to 107 before any free throws.
Well, as we said, with the short bench, the Eagles can't afford to get themselves into any foul trouble.
Front end of the 1-and-1 goes.
That one I think had some claws on it. It crawled over the front. Brown here with an opportunity to make this a 4-point play. Or I should say 4-point possession. And he does.
There it goes.
A little extended pressure from St. Andrews. Good
Great
pass.
no-look pass underneath, as that's Corley with it again.
Andre Thomas has made some unbelievable passes here in the first half, finding his teammates for easy buckets.
50 seconds to go before the break. St. Andrews to Hubbard. Hubbard, great baseline run.
Oh, and the extra pass.
Another try
They are letting them play.
And it is a jump ball.
Two officials got two different calls. Let's see what they do on this one. To me, I thought there was a foul on Mason's drive, and they gave the call from behind. The baseline official had a jump ball, and the trail official called a push from behind.
Now, Coach, who would you prefer making that call in that instance?
I think it's tough for the guy on the baseline to see anything that comes from behind, so I'm glad that they did get together and talk about it. But that call came from where it should have come from.
Is that kind of the thing that gets coaches the most, is when an official isn't in position and they're the one that kind of overrules?
No doubt. And then even just in that instance, two guys had different call. As a coach, I think you can live with it when they get together and talk about it and try to make the right call for the kids. As coaches, all we want from the officials is them to give these young men their best, as we're asking them to give their best, the players to give their best on the court. So when officials can do that and get together and get the call right, as a coach, even if it's going against you, you can appreciate it.
8 on the shot clock, 17 on the game clock. Eagles looking to take advantage. Great play by Samuels, and one. And we're all tied up with 3 seconds to go on that shot clock, 10 in the half.
St. Andrews decided to go back to man-to-man to finish out the quarter. And the Eagles did a great job right there, getting downhill and getting to the rim, find themselves a finish, and now an opportunity for an and one.
That rims out. St. Andrews, 8 seconds to work with. Brown pushing the pace, 5 seconds. Brown step back three.
Good block.
That was tipped. And they will let that one fly, and that is how your first half will end. Just as we started, all tied up, except it is 31-31 right here at Tacoma Academy. Coach, what do you make of that first half?
You know, an up and down game. The Eagles did a very, very good job, in my opinion, of setting the tone and setting the pace. But Coach Jones did an unbelievable job of countering, getting to zone, allowing his team to get back in the game. I'll tell you right now, for me, the player of the half thus far, who doesn't get a whole lot of attention, doesn't get a lot of name recognition, is number 3, Andre Thomas. He has done a great job defensively, blocking that last shot before the end of the half, as well as making plays for others. He's dimed a few of his guys in some tough situations on the other end.
Your typical glue guy, as we will take a break, and we will be back with your second half of play right here on PWG. Welcome back to Tacoma Academy, where it is 31-31 as St. Andrews and the Eagles are all knotted up. Brian Kapoor here alongside four-time WCAC winning head coach Steve Turner. And Coach, what did you see in that first half?
What I felt like I saw was two different teams trying to impose their will and play the game to the way that they want to play it. You know, I thought early on both teams were trying to play fast. St. Andrews finally settled in and realized, hey, let's be a little more deliberate. The Eagles, man, they want to play with pace. And Coach Hawkins has those guys, even on makes, getting the ball out the rim. They've had a couple opportunities where they've thrown over the top. Even after a make by St. Andrews, had an ability to score layups. This second half is going to be who can impose their will and play their style and make the other team either try to play like them or not even be able to have an opportunity to do the things they want to do. I see both teams going back to their starting lineups. I thought for both teams coming off the bench for St. Andrews, Connor Robinson did a great job of helping his team get back into the lead. And then, as I said, my player in the first half was Andre Thomas from the Eagles. So let's see who's going to step it up for these guys in the second half. St. Andrews right here on this possession, it seems to me to be very, very deliberate with their offense, getting it inside, kick out three.
And Gardner with the hit, and I feel like that's how he started the first half.
Definitely looked the same way, and right there on that possession, I think everybody for St. Andrews touched the ball.
Davis controls against Hubbard on the near side, 15 to shoot. Nice screen there. Davis going to drive through the teeth of the defense, kicks it out, three. Off the back iron, rebounded by the Eagles underneath. Extra possession for Davis.
St. Andrews got to make sure that they don't give up so many second chance opportunities, because the Eagles will definitely take advantage of it.
Off the mark there. Jones fighting for it, and that is going to be an and one for Corley. He had a big first half, starting off the second well.
Right there, St. Andrews did not box out on any of those rebounds. They looked to try to pick their head up and try to go get the ball athletically, and the Eagles took advantage with three offensive rebounds on that possession.
Corley shooting one. Earns three the hard way.
Good looking shot there from the free throw line.
All tied at 34. And we'll get a foul on the back end.
I think I'm like Coach Hawkins on that one. Not too sure that was a foul, but as we said, the Eagles are going to try to impose their will, putting pressure on the ball and making St. Andrews play fast.
And that's Davis's third personal foul.
Well, the one thing that Coach Hawkins did find out in the first half, he can go to Andre Thomas if Davis does get into foul trouble here.
Jones, great pass underneath, and we'll get a foul on Samuels.
It's a great back screen there, getting Hubbard free to the rim.
Foul charge, number 2, Rashard Samuels, that's his third.
Coach, as an observer, one of my favorite things to watch is when a coach replays it for the player on the sideline. As Hawkins was just doing that with his player underneath here.
I really like Coach Hawkins' demeanor with his team. Those guys, you can tell, really play for him and play with their style of play. They play with his enthusiasm.
Hubbard had a solid first half, 5 first half points, looking to add to that total here. He's at 7 by my unofficial count.
Well, Hubbard's just showing you today that he can score it at all 3 levels.
Davis drives, no foul. We play on, and the Lions rebound. Brown brings it up and calls out the set. Great move there. Hubbard 3 did everything but score.
He went for the check on that one after he got him off balance. As a coach, I don't think you can be mad with that one.
I also feel kind of in the kid's head at that point, you're already thinking about that highlight and it gets in your head a little bit.
I'll tell you, an area where I think St. Andrews can take advantage of the Eagles is, you know, sometimes when you get teams that like to overplay as the Eagles do, got to look for backdoor opportunities. It looked like on that last possession that Marcel was looking to go backdoor, but got cut off a little bit. And here comes my first half hero, Andre Thomas.
Samuels with 3 personals as well, so the fouls. Already trying to face up, step back, fade away, and we'll get a bucket there. That was interesting, Coach.
Great follow by Gardner. But here are those Eagles, man. They get the ball up the floor as fast as any team I've seen this year. Even on makes, they're right back putting pressure on you. Pharrell Caldwell does a great job using his size and his body as a guard that can finish at the rim. Knocks down the first.
Crowell's just been piling in the points. He's already at 10.
Silent assassin.
Coach, I got to ask about shoe game too, because we have some great kicks on the floor. Is your preference everyone kind of in the same uniform type of thing, or do you like that freedom too?
Well, I like, you know, I want the kids to have a little freedom. You know, look, Coach got a shoe game too now. But, you know, for me, we're all in the same uniforms. I do want to give these guys an opportunity for a little bit of, you know, who they are. As long as they're taking care of wearing the shoes that our sponsors have for us, I'm okay with them wearing different colors. But everybody's got to be in Nike because that's who we're sponsored by.
And we had 3 turnovers, and we finally get a bucket from Gardner on the other end.
That was a great assist from Scotty Hubbard. Threw it right over the top, found his big on his back shoulder, and Gardner finishes at the rim.
5:05 to go in the third quarter. Underneath, and that's a pretty finish from who else but Crowell.
Pharrell understands his ability to be a little quicker than his defender on that one and got himself downhill and got an easy lay at the rim.
Gardner moves it around, back to the near side to Brown. Nice drive, doesn't go. A little volleyball action there from Xander, but doesn't go. Strong drive from your guy Thomas. He's blocked. Follow doesn't go. Second try will fall for Robinson.
St. Andrews did not do a good job of stopping the ball in that position, and Andre Thomas put pressure on the D.
Scoreboard says 40-40. I don't know why, but I feel like they missed a bucket for the Eagles on their last possession. They may have to correct that later, but for now we'll call it 40-40 as that's what they have. Eagles with it. They'll send it. Davis.
Sending guys down the hill.
And Davis with the pretty finish.
As I said, Coach, they do a great job of putting pressure on you, whether it's a make or a miss. St. Andrews is going to have to make sure that they get back in defense and not give the Eagles that easy of scoring.
St. Andrews with a timeout as they want to talk things over. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. Brian Caporio alongside Coach Steve Turner. And this game continues to just be back and forth. Who so far has the edge in the second half?
Well, as I said, when St. Andrews has the ability to be deliberate on offense, they are very, very good. They're getting shots, wide open threes, but more importantly, they're getting their bigger forwards with smaller guards on them at the rim for easy chance opportunities. But what they've got to be able to do is stop the Eagles from getting out on the fast break. The Eagles really, really push pace. Coach Hawkins wants his guys to get it and go, whether it's a make or a miss, and they can't keep giving up free, easy layups on the other end.
And the foul is really kind of one of the underlying stories here with the Eagles so far. Right now, not really a factor with a couple guys with 3, but you start getting in that fourth quarter, especially when you want to play fast.
Well, especially with their guard play. They can't afford to have Kennard Davis sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter. So he's got to be smart here with 3 fouls, and I know they're going to pressure up, but he can't He can't allow himself at some point to get caught with his hands in the cookie jar, picking up a fourth foul.
And of course, they had a chance to review the scoreboard. The score is accurate at 42-40. I thought they might have missed one, but it is confirmed. So that is the score as we get ready to resume play here. And this has been a fun event. Of course, the winner of today's game goes on to Monday night, where they will play Mount Zion, who won over McNamara in a thrilling finish.
I'll tell you, just watching all four teams today, it's been interesting to see the contrasting styles of play and all of them being able to be very, very good in what they do. Unfortunately, in the first game for McNamara, there was a tough 2-point loss, but it was a heck of a game. The kids left it all on the floor, and I was glad the referees allowed them to just play.
Robertson back in, the St. Andrews blue guy.
Here goes that pressure.
5-second call. Coach, on those, would you rather your player take the 5-second or make a bad pass?
Well, if he's going to make the bad pass, as long as he's not throwing it back towards the other team's basket, we can live with that, but we'd like to be able to own the possession if we can.
20 on the shot clock. Again, the Eagles using every bit of it. Thomas drives, kick out, back up top. Robinson doesn't go underneath, rebounded by Gardner.
Thomas again on that possession, got himself in the paint, found one of his teammates for an open three. Unfortunately, it just didn't fall.
Hubbard to Brown. Brown from the elbow, just short. Eagles pedal to the metal. Robinson trailing from behind, doesn't go. Instead, it's Thomas coast to coast.
Coach, Andre Thomas has come to play today.
Suddenly, it's a 4-point game, and that's thrown away back to the Eagles.
There he is, making another play. Hit the ball off of the other team. Eagles possession underneath here.
And again, those are the players that win you championships. Yeah, you have your stars, but your Robert Horrys, that other guy that doesn't necessarily talk to the reporters at the end of the game, has a lot to do with it, and Thomas is that guy.
No doubt. You want to be able to have guys on your team that certainly can buy into the role. Everybody can't be the scorer every single night, but when you got guys who buy into roles, it makes your team.
No shots.
So that foul going to go against St. Andrews. That's the third team foul of the half.
Xander Allery has returned.
Allery will check in for Brown.
This is a big lineup for St. Andrews coming into the game. Looks like Connor Robinson will take over the point guard duties here with this group.
I don't know they had possession of travel there, but
I almost feel like that was a makeup call.
Robertson will bring it up. Gardner up top with it. Again, big first quarter for him, has been pretty quiet since. Jones with it near side. Back to Gardner underneath, 10 to shoot. Gardner back up top. Jones, 8 to shoot. Jones needs some help, 5. Gets it to Robertson, puts up the 3, and that's what he does. Another 3, ice in his veins.
Let me tell you, that ball was not meant to go to Connor. They were trying to get that ball to Allery on cutting down the middle, but it fell into the right hands at the right time. Big time 3.
1-point game, under 2 to go in the quarter. And again, they wouldn't even be here if Robertson didn't hit a game-winning 3 a night ago to advance. Thomas with the miss, Robertson almost with the rebound. Instead, it's Robinson. Robinson can't get it to go, second try, and that'll go for Corley, back to the line for another.
Sometimes I try to tell people one of the toughest things to do is sometimes rebound out of a zone. Even though for the most part, your guys should have inside position, but when you're in zone, it also leads to guys not finding a guy to box out. And as you've seen, the Eagles have continuously been able to get offensive rebounds against the zone and give themselves second chance opportunities.
And against a bigger lineup for St. Andrews too.
Yes.
1.
Jaden Brown comes in to keep the size out there. Gardner will get a break. That'll fall.
Corley has a pretty stroke.
Hubbard brings it up with some pressure. Great move by Hubbard. Hubbard dishes it to Brown, back to Hubbard.
Hubbard missed Connor on that one. He was wide open.
13 to shoot.
Andre Thomas in the middle of it again.
Jump ball, and it favors the Eagles, that hustle play. And Robertson telling Coach Jones, I was open. Thomas brings it up. And again, just one of those guys that just does everything, a utility guy for the Eagles. Near side three, off the mark, rebounded by the Eagles.
Another one of those offensive rebounds.
And it's Robinson again.
Robinson.
As we're down to 40 seconds to go in the quarter. The glass will be a topic of conversation for Jones when this one ends. Robertson guarded closely. 15 on the shot clock, goes to Jones. Jones backing down, great pass to Lowry. Baseline, goes up strong. He's fouled, he'll go to the line for a couple, and Corley can't believe it.
Lowry did a great job on the first initial drive of putting that shoulder into the defender and dislodging him. Giving himself an opportunity to get to the rim. Tough foul. I know the Eagles thought they had a clean block on that one.
And that was Corley's fourth personal foul, and he has been one of their main go-tos on offense. Something to watch as we start to get towards the fourth quarter, 25 seconds to go in the third.
Well, we talked about it early in the game. As the Eagles trying to be careful, not going into the fourth quarter with key players being in foul trouble, and there goes one right now. And they've actually got two because Kennard Davis is on the bench also with a few fouls.
Kendall Washington, number 12, seeing his first action of the game for the Eagles. Lowry can't get the second. Whenever it's a coach's or a former player's kid, I always expect every free throw to go in. He went 50% both times. Eagles send it back up top. 8 seconds. Back to Thomas. 3 seconds. Through the trees and gets it. And that'll do it for the third quarter. A momentum play as Thomas scores it. It is 51-44 in favor of the Eagles as we come back into the booth. Brian Kapoor here alongside Coach Turner. What do you make of that third act?
Well, Brian, the big thing is we talked about foul trouble. Could be a thing that could end up plaguing the Eagles. What you're seeing is their guys coming off the bench, the next man up mentality. You guys have, sometimes you don't get the same opportunities as the guys playing in front of you. So what are you going to do when your number gets called? And Andre Thomas's numbers got called today, and he stepped up big time. He's playing like a crafty veteran. In
this huddle, if you're Coach Jones, you have to be talking about the glass.
For sure. The Eagles have really, really taken advantage of them on the offensive glass and giving themselves second, third, sometimes even fourth opportunities. And with St. Andrew's size, they've got to be doing a much better job of eliminating those second chance opportunities. If they do that, this could be a dandy all the way down to the wire.
And for these teams at stake, a date for the state title tomorrow night against Mount Zion. That game, they earned their place over McNamara with a defensive stand, a 2-point win, and it looks like we have another game that could potentially come down to the wire here.
No doubt. I mean, I hope we do. You got two teams battling out, both teams trying to impose their will. St. Andrews is going to have to, again, as we said, limit the second chance opportunities, continue to keep going inside, and maybe some opportunities to go inside for some kick-out threes. And they've got to eliminate also in this fourth quarter the Eagles run outs and getting easy layups.
It's a great day for hoops in the DMV. The Wizards welcoming the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis. I'm headed to that game after this, and I don't know that I'm going to see a better game tonight than I have this afternoon. St. Andrews with it. Brown to Robertson. To Jones on the near side. Handoff back to Brown. 10 to shoot for Brown. Nice move, and he is blocked from behind by Samuels.
Great recovery there by Samuels on defense to get the block, and the Eagles come up with the ball.
Thomas remains in at the point for Davis. 15 to shoot. Little pick and roll action, no help there as it's blocked. Thomas with it, did he travel? They play on, and that is Robinson off the glass.
St. Andrews has got to do a better job of picking up these loose balls. The Eagles are really, really taking advantage of their second and third chance opportunities. And once again, there's another one.
And coach, those 50-50 balls, those have to be one of the most frustrating things because that's an effort thing.
Yes, it is. As we always say as a coach, control the controllables, and effort is something that every young man or young woman must control.
Lowry baseline jumper doesn't fall. Brown is there for the rebound, loose underneath. Third try doesn't go, volleyballing it up. Lowry with it. Lowry gonna try to go short. Eagles with it. No, it is the Lions, and we finally get a whistle. As Robertson pleading his case from the outside to one of the officials. Foul's gonna go on number 12 of the Eagles. That is Kendall Washington.
Well, Robinson's trying to argue the fact that someone grabbed the net on one of those shots, and I don't blame him. It's definitely worth putting that note in the referee's head. I do think they missed that being grabbed there, but I wasn't sure it was a ball that was even going to go into the net.
First one off the mark. 53-44, back to a 9-point game.
You know, interesting thing to take note of right now is the Eagles have put both their point guards back in the game together. Davis is now playing with Thomas, which gives them opportunity to really have two strong ball handlers who can facilitate and make plays for others here down the stretch.
2 free throws missed, and that goes back to the Eagles. A little high school musical going on. We got a basketball player on the stage.
Showed his athleticism too. He jumped up there without no problem.
If I tried that, it'd be a Lambo leap fail.
What have I did?
As Davis seeing his first action in the half. St. Andrews really locking down off the ball. Lowry on Davis. 10 to shoot. Davis has a cutter, and Robinson again. That play's been there all afternoon. Lowry goes baseline. Blocking foul.
Whoa. Not so sure about that one. I thought he had position and took that one in the chest. If you go back to the play down here in the last possession for the Eagles, as I said, they got two facilitators on the court. And on that last possession, Davis did a great job of probing, getting in the paint, and allowing the man to cut and finding him free, finishing at the rim. Now down on this end, St. Andrews missed a couple free throws on the last time down here. They've got to be able to make free throws to make sure when they get these free opportunities at points, they stay in the game.
Down by 11, 5:53 to go. It's starting to get to that critical time where every possession matters.
That's three free throws in a row.
And that's Lowry's third missed free throw this afternoon.
Just a technical thing. He's dropping his hands and not holding his foul through. There he does it, and then knocks it down pretty easily.
Coach, where were you when I was in CYO? I couldn't hit a free throw to save my life as Jones knocks that one into the front row.
again on that possession, did you see how quick the Eagles got the ball at the floor? Were able to get another shot at the rim. St. Andrews recovered to block it, but they can't keep allowing the Eagles to get up and down and get opportunities that easy.
And regardless of the outcome, this is going to be a game that the Lions are going to look back and say they gave up too many extra possessions.
No doubt.
Thomas baseline to Robinson, and that play didn't work. That's been there quite a bit, and an adjustment.
I thought Mason did a pretty good job of bumping the cutter, as we like to talk about, making it not a freeway to the rim to get that easy pass.
Loop, swoop, and pull down there. Shoe adjustment.
You go back to talking about kicks. I like the ones that Crawwell has on his feet.
The highlighter look, I like it.
Yes.
Hubbard with it to Robinson. Looking for Oury, back to Robertson, 15 to shoot. Spin move for Hubbard, underneath Cutter, and that's Jones off the glass for 2. Time out St. Andrews.
Mason Jones.
The Eagles have done an unbelievable job of putting ball pressure and not allowing those guys to get in the paint, but Scotty did a good job of probing, finding himself to get 2 feet in the paint, and finding an open Mason getting to the rim. They've got to do more of that and give themselves the best opportunity to fight back into this thing here.
And now for St. Andrews, they've been down big by 9 now. They're trying to get back into this one. What's Coach Jones saying? What would you be saying in the huddle right now?
At this point, I would probably be looking to mix it up a little bit. I've always said teams that like to put pressure sometimes don't like to have pressure. So maybe here extending a zone press, or maybe even some run and jump and man press would be something I might be looking to do at this point, just to give them a look that they've never seen. See if maybe we can try to create a quick steal and opportunity, and if we do it, stick with it a little bit and see if we can get ourselves back in the game. But I think right here, Coach Jones got to be looking to go to something a little different to throw Shabach off.
As we come down the wire here, both teams back onto the floor. St. Andrews with that size advantage, but haven't really taken advantage. For me, I want to see Robertson put up some more threes because I feel like he's money out there.
Yes. So here goes that zone press I talked about.
And the Eagles have used every bit of the shot clock, so maybe forcing them to play faster, as you called it, and a 1-and-1 upcoming, I believe.
Mason was a little late on that one, and he got himself caught. That's not a guy that I think that the Lions want to have in foul trouble. That's his 4th foul.
So not a 1-on-1, it was a foul on number 11, as Eagles with possession and the lead as we tick down under 5 minutes to play. Davis, spin move underneath, and he'll earn the foul. Hubbard can't believe it.
Foul charge, number 5, Scotty Hubbard. It's his 2nd. Team 6.
That's a tough one because I thought he did a pretty good job of walling up, but the official felt like he bodied him on that position.
Correction for Kennard Davis.
The first one falls.
Well, this would be a big key for the Eagles down the stretch. They could see themselves getting on the free throw line. They got to make their free throws to finish up the game.
And for St. Andrews, that's been the 2 areas, right? The free throws and then the second chances. That's really been the difference as the lead extends for the Eagles rather. Robertson.
Here's that 3 you asked for.
Off the mark as he got off his spot. That's all I'll leave the coaching to you. So Eagles bring it up, controlled by Corley. Again, he's playing through 4 fouls. Thomas drives baseline and goes back to the free throw line.
Thomas is having an unbelievable game today. He has really impressed me all evening long. Whether it be on offense or whether it be on defense, he's found ways to make plays for his team.
Thomas, a junior. This is going to be tape that you're going to want to make sure gets out if mid-major coaches aren't taking look, because this is the type of performance that get you a paid education.
No doubt.
Second doesn't fall. 4:21 to play, 10-point game. Major possession here for the Lions of St. Andrews. Lowry controls near side, 15 to go. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard gonna try his luck. Back to Robertson. Near side to Brown. 5 to shoot. Brown in the lane, rattles out. Lowry can't get the rebound, and it's taken back by Robinson.
Eagles are doing a very good job here down the stretch of limiting St. Andrews to one and dones.
And that's really been the difference. St. Andrews, they're not getting those extra possessions. The Eagles getting a lot of second chances as that one flows for Corley. Rather, Crowell.
Crowell in that position played with very, very good pace. Found a way to get himself downhill and finish at the rim.
Brown looking for some help. Lost the handle. Loose ball goes to Hubbard. Hubbard picks up the three, and it's off the mark. And here come the Eagles in transition. Thomas goes up, and he's met at the glass, and that will be a foul. Coach, do you agree?
He got him with the body on that one. I definitely agree. That's the tough plays when you got a three-point shot coming from the top of the key, and the Eagles do such a good job of getting you rebounding the ball and then pushing the break. The only man able to get back in time was the guy who took the shot, and normally you need somebody else. You need one of your other guards to get back, and the Eagles took advantage there. Thomas to the line for two.
12-point game. 3:06 to play. That rattles out. Gardner back in.
Marcel Gardner has returned. One shot.
.point game, 3:06 to go. We'll have a timeout called.
Timeout, Shabach.
As Eagles call timeout. Welcome back into the booth. Brian Kapoor here alongside Coach Steve Turner. And the Eagles kind of doing all the little things well, and those little things have added up to a 13-point lead.
No doubt. We talk about second chance opportunities for both teams. The Eagles have done a very good job eliminating St. Andrews, whereas on the other side, St. Andrews hasn't done that to the Eagles. And then you see Coach Hawkins taking a timeout here, really wanting to make sure that his guys know what he wants to be done on the offensive end and more importantly on the defensive end down the stretch here. I think they've done a very good job of understanding when to push the pace and give themselves opportunities for easy buckets getting at the rim, and then when to slow it down and be deliberate in their offense. These guys are very, very well coached, and it's showing, and it's a big part of why they're in the lead tonight. They've listened to the game plan, and they're executing it.
And for those wondering who is the Shabach Christian Academy National Eagles, they're a first-year program.
Yeah. You know, Coach Hawkins found a way to get a great group of young men together. Implement what he wanted them to, how he wants them to play, and certainly we see that playing style is to play fast and quick, use their athleticism against teams. And you're seeing right now, it doesn't matter if you're a first or 20-year program. If your kids buy in and play together, great things can happen.
They posted a 31-6 record. As a coach, when you have some of these schools that are brand new with teams, what's it like when you get that phone call to try to even schedule them?
Sometimes you're already committed to games because we got a call from them, but our schedule was already set. So unfortunately, we didn't get together with Coach Hawkins and have a game this year. But you also want to know, are you going to have a quality opponent so that your team can be prepared for the things that you want them for as it pertains to your own league. And certainly, I feel like we missed out on an opportunity because this is a very good team.
So the ball will stay on this end with 15 seconds to go on the clock. That's the shot clock. 3 ball for Hubbard doesn't go, and Gartner can't get the rebound. Eagles do. Coach Hawkins saying hold. I think we're going to try to bleed some clock as we're down to 2:37 and a 13-point lead.
This is where you want to be able to have the ball in the right guy's hands. And as I said, Coach Hawkins implemented putting both his point guards in down the stretch.
Jones with a block and a takeaway from Davis. Robertson with it, lost the handle for a moment, picks up the ball to Jones, back to Robertson, thought about the 3, and we'll call it a Euro step, but either way, Gartner for 2. Not sure which continent that step came from, but they called it legal. As we'll move this one around to Thomas. Thomas drives baseline, dish, and are we going to get a travel or a foul?
Looks like a charge call. And I think it's correct.
So
that's his 5th personal foul.
That'll do it for Corley. So the senior will foul out of this one.
On behalf of the Maryland Private School Tournament, we wish you well in your future.
Corley's done a great job on the boards, on the defensive boards, and on the offensive boards for the Eagles today.
And Coach, what's it like when you have one of your seniors' last game and it's a foul out?
It's tough. You want to make sure that you can win and certainly give him another opportunity to play and have a chance to finish out his senior year the right way. But that young man played really well today, and if they can finish this out, he'll be a big key for them tomorrow against Mount Zion.
Hubbard's 3 is off the mark, and Eagles going to push it, and they still have gas to burn, as that is a tough play there by Crowell.
Again, those long threes with nobody back, being able to get back, make it tough, especially with the Eagles team that really, really pushes the pace.
2 shots.
And Coach, I gotta say, at least these players are waiting until the 4th quarter to foul out. I don't know if I've ever shared the story, but back in my CYO days, 7th grade, I fouled out in the 1st quarter.
Stop.
That's on the coach, right? Like, that's not on me as a player. Why was I still out there?
It sounds like to me the coach liked your aggressive play, but he lets you get too aggressive.
So at least these guys are waiting until the 4th quarter. Some of us foul out in the 1st quarter.
Coach, who was your parish?
Queen of Apostles.
Okay.
Down in Alexandria.
Yes, sir.
That's a foul going out on the near side, and
these guys are playing hard all the way to the finish. And, as a coach watching this, you can certainly appreciate it.
Personal foul. A round of applause for number 11, Mason Jones.
So this will be Jones fouling out for his curtain call.
On behalf of the Maryland State Private School Tournament, we wish you well.
And Coach, with 1:24 to go, 61-49 game, looking ahead to a Mount Zion Shabbat National state title game, what can we expect out of that? Because Zion, it's going to be a contrast to styles again.
It's going to be, again, who can impose their will on the other team. I think you're going to see a team like Mount Zion who lives and dies with their zone defense. And they're bigger, and they're a little longer than even St. Andrews. They did a very good job today of limiting second chance opportunities. If they can do that and be able to be comfortable in the offensive end, you're going to have a heck of a game, because these Eagles, I can tell you right now, they're going to come to fight.
And contrast the styles. If Coach Turner kind of had his own fantasy draft in terms of how he wanted a team, what type of style would an ideal, if you didn't have to tailor to players, if you could have your way, what would that look like?
Well, I mean, you want to have, I want the game to be fun and entertaining as well. So we like to be able to push the pace, be a team that can shoot the ball from 3. But when the game is on the line, I also want us to be able to be deliberate and run our stuff and be able to get easy baskets.
It's an insurance bucket from the Eagles as we're down to under a minute to go. 64-49 advantage for the Eagles. Again, a first-year program piling up over 31 wins. Took down Landon 90-60 to get here, the most lopsided game of this tournament.
The Eagles did a very good job today defensively smothering the paint. They did not leave a lot of driving lanes for St. Andrew. And as you saw, there were times when those guys did get in the paint. Another guard was coming in and stripping the ball from behind. But I have to say hats off to all 4 teams today. They all put on a show. They left everything they had on the line. You know, and unfortunately somebody has to win. And tomorrow night, I think we're going to have a heck of a championship as you have the Eagles head up against Mount Zion.
Coach Jones subbing out his seniors. And no matter how many years you do this, either as a reporter from my perspective or you as a coach, when those seniors come out from that last time, it always hurts.
It definitely does. I mean, we spend a lot of time with these young men. I tell the parents all the time, in their 4 years at the school, they're probably with me more hours in the day than they are with you. And these young men become your family. And all you want is the best for them. So it hurts. When they hurt, you hurt. And you just, you're certainly going to feel away because you care about these young men. And it's not just about basketball.
And the Eagles are going to advance to the state championship game as they take down St. Andrews 66-49. This game, they kind of controlled it throughout. St. Andrews had moments, but it was the Eagles' game here tonight. And they did it without one of their big guys in terms of Trey Williamson, who was out. And they're going to advance to play Mount Zion. Coach, what do you take away from this, and how did they size up against Zion?
Well, I think their ability to push the break, and really they did a very good job of rebounding on the defensive end to give themselves opportunities to get out on that break. If they can eliminate Mount Zion's second chance opportunities, I think you're going to have a heck of a game tomorrow.
A lot of teams want to emulate that push the pace, pedal to the metal, track star things. But when you almost emulate a Rob Nickens from Theodore Roosevelt and do it well, that was very impressive. And it's so hard to defend because if you have a team that does that well, it's not something that you coach against that's well done often.
Well, you can't. It's not something, especially in a 1 or 2 day, opportunity to get ready for that you can prepare for if you don't do that yourself, because it's not, it's not the norm. So you've got to be able to figure out how to have them adjust to what you do versus you having to adjust to what they do. And so that style and that pace, it can be tough in a one-game deal.
So that'll just about wrap up our broadcast here. Of course, championship game tomorrow at 7:30 here from Tacoma Academy. For all of our wonderful staff who helped put on this production, for Coach Steve Turner, I am Brian Kapoor. Thank you so much for tuning in on PWG. So long and have a great night.